Doesn't want to go lower, doesn't want to go higher. This is just the definition of a very choppy market, and we haven't seen this type of price action for a long time. Same as QQQ. It's a very volatile intraday, but it's really hard to go through a breakthrough on either one of these. Some people think that there is still one leg down depending on the CPI. All right, good morning, everybody. Thursday, happy Thursday. Market is trading in a very narrow range again. Really boring. It's volatile inside, but it's trading in a very, very narrow range. So look at my chart on the SPY. It's been almost 2 weeks that it's trading between 407 or 415. It's a very, very volatile intraday, but it's really trading on a very, very narrow range. Doesn't want to go lower, doesn't want to go higher. This is just the definition of a very choppy market, and we haven't seen this type of price action for a long time. Same as QQQ. It's a very volatile intraday, but it's really hard to go through a breakthrough on either one of these. Some people think that there is still one leg down depending on the CPI number. Again, inflation is on the mind of everyone, and inflation has to come under control, and the earlier that it goes into the right direction, the market gets the more motivation to move up. And if it's not, then it might go down. And it's a very complex situation because a good news for the inflation doesn't necessarily would be a good news for the markets. Sometimes the job reports are coming strong. It means that the Federal Reserve is going to increase the interest rates, and financial tightening is going to be even more aggressive because the economy is good, and then just the market can go down even more. So it's a very mixed feeling, and mixed signals are coming toward the market, and that's what we're dealing right now. So today, NEO had the earning, and it was gapping down over 9%. I didn't exactly read the news that what was the situation. Sorry. But for 1 minute, nothing happened, and then suddenly the volume came in. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 minutes to this, the imbalance match, and the volume comes in. And then after that, a huge dropping came in, 3 million shares, and that got me to try to take the trade to the short side. But unfortunately, really never broke this 1850, and I got stopped out. So that's that bad squeeze that I had, and that was my biggest loss. And same thing was happening with the Tesla as well. So Tesla, had some good news coming from China. The drop in the first minute is a really nice 1 minute opening range breakdown. It came back up, tested the VWAP. It was a really choppy, environment. I went short, and again, it's really choppy. Went down, came up, tested the VWAP, and I got stopped out. Lost the VWAP, came down. I went short again, but it's not a really great trade because at least for the first few minutes, it was really, really choppy. Now looking at a 5-minute chart, it looked like a really nice 5-minute opening range breakdown, but inside, when these candles were alive, were really, really hard. So I didn't really have enough of I wasn't really sure about this. I was just thinking that I'm stuck in this chop up and down. Eventually I added more, and I got really nice move out of it, so I made the losses back on that. Baba was very unfortunate because someone mentioned Baba in the chat room that is popping, and I saw the volume is coming. I went long at 116, sold to 117, and I kind of stalled here at the VWAP. I added more, and I kind of knew that this is going to be a greed ad. And after that, as you see, dropped, and it got to stop me out. After that, bastard went up, and all the way up to 118. So unfortunately, I didn't get the move on that, and I lost on Baba. So I was down at this point for my day, and then suddenly I saw a huge move happening on the QQQ. Again, we are trading in a very narrow range, but it was around 950 that I saw that the huge squeeze coming on Qs. The small consolidation, next move for the red to green. You could trade QQQ, but I did TQQ instead. So as you see, as soon as I saw the volume is surging, it was actually surprisingly, it was hitting the scanner as well. So here is right at the time is here. So I saw it through a scanner at 954. So I saw that at 954, just jumping long at the VWAP, sold some, and then added heavy. It turned out to be a very heavy trade all the way up to the previous day close. Added another time, worked, and then the last time that I added after I saw this volume came in, it didn't work, got out, and got stopped out. Same thing happened with AMD. Exactly the same pattern. I also traded AMD as well, but these two move were essentially correlated. So same move popped up, added. For AMD, I didn't add it more. I just added on TQQ because I knew these two are going to be exactly like together. So the pattern on these ones, if you want to look at the pattern, I traded based on the surge in the volume, the ignition volume. But the pattern, it would be, if you want to look at the pattern, it would be 5-minute opening range breakup. But this is a tricky situation because that's a very bearish, the first 5 minutes, it's very, very bearish. That's what we call them, a bearish engulfing. So, went up as strong and then dropped. So a lot of people might actually want to take it short here. And that's, because they say this is a very bearish engulfing. But why I didn't take it short, the reason that I didn't take it short is because the stock was really flat pretty much for a day. This kind of move is the definition of a choppiness on a stock that is not in play. A lot of people might say, oh, okay, I saw an engulfing, bearish engulfing, you're teaching that, and I went short and I got to stop that. Well, because AMD, I don't think in that time was in play. These moves, not necessarily every move or every pattern is tradable, because one of the most important things that you're looking for is the stock that is gapping up or gapping down, like Tesla or NIO. So this one at the open wasn't really in play until that volume surge came through TQQ and we got it. So that's essentially the comment that I was going to have. And market is choppy. We are dealing with a very choppy market in the last 2 weeks. It gives us a good opportunity, but it definitely has been very, very choppy. NIO was really good. NIO was potentially a very nice reversal. Could be a very nice opening range breakout, but I just got stopped out on it. Stock was gapping down. I really didn't like that, but potentially could be a good opening range breakout. Very similar to Tesla. Tesla completely, see these huge squeezes, a really good sign that you could go long. Tesla is in play because it had a fundamental news. Overall, I ended my day nicely. Not, I had two losses. I had the loss on Baba, and the biggest loss was NIO, but eventually made it on TQQ and AMD. These two were my biggest winner, and of course Tesla, the second short that I had. So it wasn't a bad day, but again, it was a little bit painful on Baba and NIO. So Brian, how was your trading?
Mine was, it was, like I said, it was a choppy day. So I took a lot of trades where I just, I'd take a trade, it would get the right direction, I would take a partial, and then the stock would pull back and stop me out flat on the rest. So, so it was, a whole bunch of trades that just worked, but not great. My best trade was Billy. I shorted it right at the open, or just actually I got it before the open. And it really had Billy really had a big drop right going into the open. I don't know where that came from. I think I got lucky on that trade. And sometimes you need a little luck. So I got it around just below 26, and it dropped down to, in the low 25s. Got out of it. And it actually turned around and came back up. So I didn't catch that move, but the only other trade that actually worked fairly well was Tesla. So I traded it from about 753 to about 755. So,
753.
but it's had a nice move.
Yeah, so that's a really nice, that's a really nice ABCD pattern that you could potentially trade. That this break-off high of the day has been really nice. Tesla this is a really nice trade actually, price action, and it's so easy to read. It's moving up. After I got stopped out, I never touched it again. But this is a really nice order flow, very nice price action, and you're making higher high and higher lows. This is really nice. Qs are also start ripping.
Yeah, so SPY's popping back up. So we've been kind of ripping back and forth between red and green on the indexes. The Qs have gone green again for about the third or fourth time. So just a choppy day, and I suspect that a lot of traders are just going to wait and this big number coming out tomorrow, CPI number. Everybody's going to be looking at it to see if inflation is cooling off, or if inflation is really still ripping. So I think that's kind of what everybody's going to be watching for, that number tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to cause a big move in the market.
Yeah. Mentorship sessions today, guys. We have the mentorship session starting at 11. And then we have Ed mentorship session. And if there's any trading on the earning post market. He's gonna do that. Let's see, Tor, you posted the video. Yeah, Q's just right below the VWAP at this blue line, which is is it the pivot floor that popped up? That's really nice, really nice move that Thor did. Beautiful. Again, you can trade also TQQ. If you can have a good reading on that, you can have the TQQ as well. Oh, that's S3, very nice. And yeah, and then Thor is doing a mentorship session at 8 p.m. In the webinar room as well, guys. Have a good evening, and make sure to check our stock trading simulator, guys, and trading terminal. And if you have any question, email me, andrew@bearabletraders.com, and check out Brian's new book on Amazon, Profiting as an Active Trader. So AMD is running up. A lot of the semiconductors are hitting. So Qs are really moving.
Yeah, Qs are moving up right now.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Awesome. See you, everybody.